Hi, I'm Karen. I've been a clinical psychologist since 2009, and some of the most successful, focused high performers I've worked with were stunned to find out that they had ADHD. That's because high performers often build systems and coping strategies and routines that look like discipline, but inside they're overwhelmed, exhausted, and constantly doubting themselves. In this video, I'm going to share 3 common signs that your intelligence might actually be masking ADHD. Let's get into it. The first sign: you try so hard to be organized, but you never feel ahead. You create complex systems to stay on track. Color-coded calendars, alarms, planners, endless to-do lists. From the outside, it looks like mastery, but from the inside, it feels like you're barely holding up. My client, we'll call her Yukta, actually enjoys making beautiful plans. Every Sunday, she sits down and organizes her family's activities, the kids' activities, the meals, the whole thing. She puts in the appointments and everything that has to be remembered in the most minute detail. And it's all color-coded. But she has to constantly check and recheck it, and she still manages to miss things. At work, she builds elaborate systems and emails to herself and to-do lists and plans, but she jumps between tasks without actually finishing a task. She looks busy. She is busy, but she rarely feels on top of anything, really. She says it feels like she has too many open tabs in her mind. The thing is, it's like running a race where the finish line keeps moving, and no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you plan or organize or write to-do lists, you have a constant feeling of being behind. For someone without ADHD, these kind of systems are tools. But for someone with ADHD, these kinds of systems are a survival mechanism. And they keep you going, but also mask how difficult it is for you to cope. By the way, if this content resonates with you, please like and subscribe because it helps other people to find it too. Sign number 2. You rely on pressure to function. You say things like, I work well under pressure. You might even say, I work best under pressure. A client of mine, we'll call him Sammy, told me that his best work always happens the night before something's due. But he also told me that he couldn't sleep, his chest was always super tight with anxiety, and he zoned out during family time and sometimes during meetings because of being so mentally exhausted. In reality, Sammy and all the other high performers who feel just like this don't know how to function any other way. The deadlines loom over you like the sword of Damocles, but you procrastinate until you have no choice, at which point the adrenaline kicks in and you swing into action at last. I don't know if you ever saw that TED Talk by Tim Urban. It's hilarious. You should watch it if this resonates with you. He talks about the procrastination monkey and how it runs the show until the panic monster shows up. It's funny, but it's also painfully true for many high-functioning adults who have ADHD. The anxiety is the driver, and it leaves no room for peace. The deadline can become a kind of lifeline for you, but the thing is, it takes a serious toll on your nervous system, and it depletes you in the long run. There's a pattern: adrenaline high, followed by complete shutdown, starting from procrastination. You go from hyperproductive to empty, and the cycle just repeats. And in some ways it works, but it works at the cost of your peace. Sign number 3. You swing between hyperfocus and shutdown. Hyperfocus is your superpower. You probably find it relatively easy to get deeply absorbed in a task, and sometimes you get a lot done. But when the hyperfocus kicks in, you forget to eat, drink water, or even get up to go to the loo. You don't stand up from your desk for hours, maybe even until your body is cramping. Other people see you as composed, productive, even elite, but they have no idea how much it costs you. When the work is done, you crash. And that's fine to a point, but the problem is that there's nothing left for the rest of your life or for the people that you love. And that's when the anxiety kicks in, or when the self-doubt and the overthinking and the guilt and the self-criticism kicks in, and the cycle begins again. Hyperfocus is often misunderstood as discipline, but it's not discipline. It usually kicks in when the adrenaline kicks in, and it's all about being locked into a task so intensely that everything else fades out. And when the hyperfocus ends, you crash. So what can you do if any of this sounds like you? Well, recognizing the patterns is an important first step. ADHD in adults, especially in highly intelligent high performers, is incredibly under-identified because you've learned how to compensate, you've learned how to hide it, you mask. And those compensation strategies often look like success, but they lead you to burnout. If you feel like you're holding it all together but fraying on the inside, consider speaking to someone who understands both high achievement and mental health and ADHD. You don't have to run on adrenaline forever. You don't have to prove your worth by holding everything together. If this video resonates with you, check the description. There's a link which is a way to connect directly to work with me, and there's a link to explore my high performers mindset community. There are ways to succeed without suffering, and it's helpful to realize that you are not alone. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.